if, like, because he was like, you should just stay with me and I'll give you, like, the life you deserve, the life you want. I very much felt like that was, granted, the enemy or, like, the devil, whatever you guys want to call it, trying to drag me back into that lifestyle, because that was, like, the last thing I was holding on to from just being in that, like, area of life.
Okay.
Wait. Hang on, back up. What? So let me get this right. You knew that you were never going to actually be with this person. You knew that you were in a fake affianced relationship with him. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so you stole $250,000 from him. What Brian is looking for is he's looking to see if you hold any accountability for that. How much of that is your fault? Isn't it 100% your fault? Wasn't he a victim of you?
In total, that's how much I got out of him. That's not how much I took from him. And so that's
yes, but hang on. If the entirety of the relationship from a person who you were falsely engaged to was done under false pretenses, then everything in which he spent and that you took under false pretenses would be theft.
I think we can also...
It's a fair point.
Yeah, it is. It's a very fair point. But I also think, like, if we look at it from another standpoint, when I was in that time of life, I was also looking at it as he's willingly spending all this money in the hopes of having sex with me. Because that was the end goal, to get married.
Well, yeah, you told him that you wanted to be his wife.
I didn't tell him that.
Of course
he proposed to me.
Did you say yes?
Fromia donated $69. The IRS should have forensic accountants assigned to the watching of these podcasts.
Thank you, Metro Man, for
Brandrew.
gifted 5. Yo, JJ, appreciate it, man.
Did you say yes?
Did you accept the ring?
No, the ring was given to me, like, out of him. He had talked to somebody in, like, Colombia, and I, like, saw it in his phone, and I, like, fate got mad, and so he was like, here's a ring, like, I want you to marry me. Because he had asked me drunkenly at a restaurant, and I was like, sure. You just spent, like, $4,000 taking me shopping. Yeah, if you want to marry me, okay. I didn't want to cause a scene.
But so he proposed to you.
Yeah. Okay.
And you said yes.
Yeah.
So then,
okay,
so then, listen. If you say, this guy, though, he just was spending money on me because he wanted to have sex with me, he proposed to you, and you said yes. If that is the case, isn't his expectation that everything he's spending on you, or that you're spending on yourself, is from what is to be his future bride? Why shouldn't he have the expectation of sex? Isn't that you being hyper predatory?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, so how could this not be 100% your fault?
Because he was a willing participant. Like, there was a lot of times we'd break up. I'd tell him, like, straight up, like, I don't want to marry you. You met me at a strip club. Like, add this up in your head. Like, this is not real. And he would very, like, much just act completely obtuse to it.
Thank you, JJ.
Giovanni JD donated $69. You say you're Christian. Then you are commanded by Christ to perform restitution. Return all your sinfully gained money or be anathema. You won't. Heretic Jezebel.
Do you want to respond to Giovanni here?
When someone's willingly still trying to participate in something that you've told them what it is and they know exactly what it is, and they're still offering you money, at that point they're being a willing participant into it. Like, at that point, what do you do?
So let me give a slight response here, because I think that this is kind of silly. Let us assume for a second that I were in some way taking advantage of a woman, where this woman had a lot of cash, okay, and I was telling her consistently that I wanted to be with her. I had even told her that I would marry her, and I was taking advantage of her over the span of multiple years. If that woman became highly attached to me, of course she would become highly attached to me, right? I had essentially been playing into this delusion for the point of monetary gain. That's what I had been doing, right? Mm-hmm. So the attachment would not ordinarily be there if I had said no, but instead I had played into it for the purposes of basically monetary gain. That is not the same as a person willingly participating. That is a person being strung along and a person being essentially lied to.
Well, there was, like I said, many instances where I told him what it was, and he even like kind of figured it out a lot of the times, like what it was. He just played dumb to it to continue like the relationship, whatever it was. He at some point.
Well, yeah,
even
he had
said-
formed an attachment, right? So he had formed an attachment with you because you had told him that you wanted to marry him, right? So he formed this attachment with you, and he was doing everything he could to reconcile a relationship with his fiance. Like, of course that's what he would do. Like, doesn't that make sense?
I mean, I guess I totally understand where you're coming from, and it's not wrong what you're saying, but I mean, at the end
Well,
of the
then
day,
then I don't understand how you're 100% responsible for this situation. You made it yourself.
yeah, I was. I
and
totally
you-
played a part in it. I mean, I played a huge role in that. I lied about a lot of stuff to him, but at the same time, it's like the times that I did come clean to him, and I was like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. He had, and I told him straight up what it was. I'm like, I don't want.
Yeah, but
anything
you're
with
still
you.
you're still using this caveat where after I had started to come clean to him about the fact that these were mostly lies, that I had told him this type of thing. At that point, the man had an attachment. He had an attachment which had formed around you based around your lies. And so, of course, he had this attachment never would have existed, though, absent your lies. He's still being victimized, even if he's trying to reconcile the relationship. He's still being victimized by even trying to reconcile it because he has an attachment which would not be there if not for your lies.
Well, he had multiple other women that he was like giving money to, so I don't see it completely as like he has a problem. He deals with like
well,
alcoholism
it's really
and
weird that suddenly he has
lusting over women in
multiple
that
other-
way.
Okay, well, suddenly it's really weird. He didn't mention anything about other women that he was sending money to.
I did. I
until
said
just now.
he was talking to someone in Colombia that I found out about.
Okay. Well, the thing is I think that if you string a person along and they become attached to you based around a set of lies, that even if they want to stay with you after they figure out that these are lies, in many ways they're still being victimized. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I don't see how the accountability here really just isn't on your shoulders, to be honest with you.
I think that. Are you a Christian? Do you
I
believe in
am,
God? Yeah. Well, I think.
What
then
denomination are you, by the way? Are you non-denominational?
I honestly don't know what like the denominations are. I just know I
Yeah,
have a
you-
really relationship with
Yeah.
God.
Did you
Hillary
get
Epstein
baptized?
donated $69. Stop justifying your lies. You took advantage of the man. You owe him the dollar back, and the IRS should def look into this.
Did you get baptized at the St. Baptist by chance?
No, I got
No.
no. I don't know what denomination my church is. I just know it's like a Christian church.
What's it called? Well, yeah. Okay, don't tell me
wanna-
what it's
yeah, I
called.
don't
I
wanna
guess.
do that.
Never mind. I don't want you to dox yourself. Sometimes just by the name of the church, I can figure out the denominations. Why I ask. So, in any case, I guess regardless of your denomination, yes, I'm a Christian. I'm not exactly sure where you're going with that.
So my question was like, so that obviously this world is not made perfectly in God's image, and that we are tempted daily, and even the best Christians, we all sin, even if it's not like as bad a sin as I was living in, but we all do. I'm sure you've sinned like at least 3 times this past week, and it's not something that you feel that you
I
need.
sinned 3 times today.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So,
But I don't understand what the point is here.
okay, let me get to the point, please.
Okay.
So my thing is that yes, what I was doing was wrong, and I had not fully came to Christ and tried to live my life by Him yet. I was still very much living for the world. I was still very much living by this like societal image of like, I didn't like being called a city girl, but obviously that lifestyle of like, take it, spend it. I want to live this like luxury lifestyle that it's all over social media. Like I was 23, 24 at the time, and I was trying to just, live my best life. I wasn't living with Christ.
Yes, but do you understand that the point of Christianity is the salvation of Jesus Christ due to His sacrifice for your sins?
Yeah.
And that it's through Jesus Christ from which you are saved. Your sins can be washed away, but the material stain that you leave behind on the world, you're still responsible for the things that you have done. Christianity is not a form of salvation which then states that all wrongs that you've done now are also washed away.
And I'm not
in this
saying-
material world, the non-metaphysical world, right? You have wronged this person horribly. And that's why the chat is asking how you plan to compensate for that. Just saying that you have been saved, right, is I don't understand how that somehow alleviates the burden of responsibility that you have.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're also talking about like a 2-year-long relationship I had with this man. Like, I totaled a car due to him, so that was like $50,000 of my own money. Like, it was my car that I bought before I met him. Gone.
Wait, how's that his fault?
He was drunk, driving my car.
Oh, he was driving the car.
Yeah.
I thought you said you totaled it.
Well, I took fault for it because I just wasn't gonna make him get a DUI.
So you got the DUI.
No, I didn't get a DUI, but I wasn't drunk. If do you like, yeah. So there's a lot of things. Just
Okay.
yeah.
Insurance didn't take care of it?
He hit parked cars.
Okay.
So yeah, no, car gone. Also got a car in his name, and it like he repoed it because he ended up not wanting to pay for it anymore. Like, there's a lot of things that I know that I got my karma, if you want to say, or just like the world gave me what I was owed in that relationship. Like, I don't sit here and think that I'm like completely.
Karma is a non-Christian value, just so you know.
I know. I'm just saying for like people that see it as that way.
Ulysses the Pagan donated $200.
Thank you,
If
man.
this was gender reversed, the male would be vilified. Funny when it's the woman that does the victimization, it's still the man's fault for being a sap.
Hey, Pagan Man, really appreciate it. We're gonna have to get the other people's intros, but we can perhaps come back to this in a little bit. But were there? I mean, I'm assuming there were like other people that you scammed too. Like, it wasn't just one guy. It was probably, how many people do you think you scammed?
Honestly, just him. I had a sugar.
on.
No, I had a sugar daddy when I was 20, but he just took me shopping, and he was like more of a rich friend. He didn't expect anything out of the like friendship.
But then there were the guys at the club.
Yeah.
You were scamming them.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I feel like, if you're a man going into a club trying to have sex with the woman and you're willing to pay for it, like, at the time I just felt like that's kind of what they deserved.
Do you think prostitution should be legalized?
No. Why?
Okay. Well, I mean, you have your own objections to it, but I mean, whether they deserve it or not, I mean, so there's a civil and criminal component of fraud. So if you essentially agree, I'll do X for
But that's the
X
thing is I
amount.
never said I agreed. I said we're going to have fun. You'll have a great time. That's the thing is like it's
right, but even you seem to acknowledge that this is a scam.
Yeah.
Like you said it's a scam. So there's some component of you knowing that that's their expectation, and you're kind of like,
Have you ever been to a strip club?
I went once when I was 18, 19, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so just picture like the worst men that are going. First of all, I assume you wouldn't have sex with the random girl that you met at a strip club.
No, in fact, I didn't even spend any money, so you would have fucking hated me. I just went.
No,
my
actually-
friends dragged me.
I
They're like,
loved-
Brian, come. I was like, eh.
I
okay,
loved
I'll do
when
it
people would just
once.
like have conversations
I'll
with
go
us.
once.
Because it's like
It was terrible. No offense.
no, I hate strip
Terrible.
clubs. Like
Terrible.
I can't even go like
They almost kicked me out because I didn't spend any money.
yeah, they're like that. No, but I don't feel like they really deserve to get like it's. I just feel like what they were going in was to do something wrong and dirty. And obviously the girls that
if somebody breaks into your house and they steal your illegal drugs, you're still the victim of a crime. You realize that?
okay, but that's
Do you
like,
know why that would be? It's because the interaction between the dealer and the person who bought the drugs was done via consent. So the person who got the drugs consented to it, then the person who sold the drugs consented to it. Though it's a crime, it's not a crime of consent. If you had those then illicit drugs at your home and a person broke in and stole them, you could report those drugs stolen and they would still go to jail for a crime, and they should go to